Are we starting now?
Yeah, we are. So just wait for the audience to come in.
Okay.
So good morning, everyone. If you're listening in, we are just going to wait for 10 o'clock for the opening of the SME CEO Forum. Thank you. All right. So I think we should be fine. Okay. All right, so sound is okay. All right, we should be fine. All right, so we're just waiting for the opening to start at 10, and then we shall be good to go live. Okay. So yeah, we're a few seconds away from going live. So okay. Irina, are you ready?
Yep, sure.
Okay. We are going to go live, and there we go. It's 10 o'clock. Okay. All right. We're going live. So good morning, everyone, to everyone who has joined us this morning for the very first session of the SME CEO Forum 2020. So for us joining live, and or for those watching the replay, we hope that you enjoy the show and also the exhibition that we have curated for you. So without further ado, let me introduce the first speaker of the session, Irwina Ibrahim, who is the business development for AWS. And AWS, of course, is short for Amazon Web Services. A lot of you may be familiar with Amazon as an e-commerce website, but many of you may not be aware that Amazon also forms the backbone of the internet. So let me pass the virtual floor over to Irina so that she can give you more background on AWS. It's yours, Irina.
Thank you. Thank you so much. A very good morning, Monday morning, everyone. My name is Erwina. I am with the business development with Amazon Web Services in Malaysia. I'm happy to be here today, and today I'll be taking you on a journey, for you guys to get started on AWS and how you engage your customers through the life cycle. Eileen, let's start with the presentation, shall we?
All right, so let's hang on. We have a presentation for you. All right, so let's go.
Okay, so today I'll be walking you through a little bit of introduction of what AWS is. I only have about 22 slides with me today. I'm making it short and simple, and we will be covering these few topics. And then for a start, let's begin with the video presentation, shall we? Let's move on, Eileen, to the next one. Yep.
Well, things are different these days, but we're figuring it out. We're doing school online now, learning a lot. Come in. Finding cool stuff to watch. Dad's got some new workout buddies. And I still get to spend time with you.
Okay, now we're gonna put in the sugar.
Okay, so that's a short presentation of how, our current new norm looks like, right? Everybody's online, everybody's doing video conference, and then especially now with the COVID-19 happening, so it's very an in thing to have technology with you, even in the work or where you're doing your daily lifestyle. So I'm just going to bring you a little bit more about what cloud is, and in particularly what Amazon Web Services is. If you are familiar with Amazon.com, that is when Jeff Bezos started off this e-commerce company selling books, right, as early as 2000. And then once they had started selling on Amazon.com with these books, they realized that the current technology that they have were not able to cope with the scale problems they have, because the demand was so massive, and the current technology that they have back then was not able to keep up with the demand that they have. So out of this good problem, I might say, they realized that they were able to develop a core competency in operating massive scale technologies in data centers. So essentially, that's how cloud was originally is originated from. Like the entire concept of cloud computing as an industry was established, from these findings. So, in a nutshell, AWS is actually a broad and deep platform that helps customer to build sophisticated, scalable, secure applications. So, what it essentially means is that in the old traditional world, you would probably have to do extensive research to find the right equipment, right, for your IT infrastructure, and then it takes a long period of time to have this traditional infrastructure on board, and you have to install it and you have to configure the equipment, and it takes a longer period of time. So today, with cloud, it is very easy, as in you will be able to provision a server in just a few minutes, and you will be able to scale up and down the resources depending on the demand. That is the beauty of cloud on AWS. So it's actually on demand delivery of IT resources, meaning to say that you pay as you go pricing. So think about it as you're using your electricity, the utility, so the electricity power. So when you switch on the power switch, then you will be charged of the utility that you use. So the same concept actually applies to AWS on demand services as well. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, you can see that from the left side of the presentation, that's Amazon.com 20 years back. And now this is their HQ in Seattle. So, this can be you as well as business owners, right? You start small and you think big, and then you might end up having a bigger, company in a few years down the road with the help of technology. So basically, that is why I want to share with you guys, this inspiring photo of Jeff Bezos starting off Amazon.com 20 years back. Next slide, please. So, how can business owners take advantage of AWS? The first is with the agility that we offer. It allows you to experiment and to innovate quickly and frequently, because agility is actually the ability to respond to learning and changing circumstances quickly and inexpensively. So, with AWS, business owners will be able to do so. It is cost savings because you only pay for what you use for. You have lower upfront expenses. And then as of January 23rd, we've reduced prices 80 times since AWS was launched back in 2006. It's very elastic, so you stop guessing the need for your capacity. You will be able to scale up and down with demand. So what it means that you don't have to invest upfront a big servers, right? Not knowing whether you are going to use it or not. So the concept of cloud is you can actually scale up and down depending on the demand of your business or of the traffic of your homepage, for example. You will be able to innovate faster because you don't have to focus on managing the infrastructure that you have. You will be able to focus on business differentiators. So, for example, your IT people will now be able to do more on creating a report, a dashboard that is helpful for you to look at the inside of your services and all that. And of course, with the extensive and reliable, secure global cloud infrastructure that we have, you would be able to go global in minutes. We have 175, still counting, fully featured services to support any cloud workload that you may have. So these are the advantages as if you as a business owners would be able to take if you are on AWS. Next slide, please. Okay, and then what sets AWS apart? The first is, of course, the security. We are obsessed with our customers, and roughly 90% of all the new services launch it is actually driven directly from listening to our customers. So it's actually like what our customers need, and we hear them, and we actually build this for them. So we are very customer oriented. And then, of course, among this, the ones that actually I want to highlight more is on the experience, right? Because we have been managing and building cloud since 2006 as one of the pioneer in cloud industries. Hence, we are able to understand what the customer needs and what the customer wants. And then, this is the most important thing of all, I think, the experience that we have handling and managing cloud for our customers. Okay, next slide, please. Why do business owners need to be on AWS? Is AWS good for small businesses? So you might have these questions, um, circling in your head. Why do we have to go for technology, and why do you have to be on cloud on AWS? Well, AWS is great for small businesses with large ambitions. Of course, I think most of you guys out there always started like you start small and you have a big ambitions to go beyond what you have right now. So it is the perfect technology solution for you, because with the flexible payment options and the customizable features that we have in AWS, it's perfect for small businesses who's looking to scale quickly and reduce overhead, because you don't have to really fork out a lot of money to invest on an infrastructure. For example, I'll give you an example. For example, the storage that we have S3 on AWS, the first 50 terabyte would cost you around 0.023 cents per month. So, example, if you have 50 gigabyte per month, right, for storage, that would only cost you about $1.50 per month. So it actually helps you as well to transform your manual business processes to a more manageable one. For example, if previously, if you are doing your stock take on an Excel sheet, now you'll be able to have a more manageable, feature once if you take that on board on cloud. And then it's a ready platform that enables machine learning, of course, important for business growth. So once you are embarking on the cloud journey and then you have stabilized your usage and all that, the most exciting part of AWS Cloud is to use AI and ML learning for your business. And if you are already on AWS since the start, then you already have a ready platform to enable this machine learning, data analytics, and all that. So you are already on a good platform to start off AI, ML learning for your data analysis and all that. It is highly secure, of course, and that it is very scalable, very important for businesses, in my opinion, because you would never know what would happen in the future, right? Your business might go up. The traffic might go up in 2 days' time, and it might drop back again in the middle of the month. So you need that scalability to enable your business to be more agile. Next slide, Eileen. Okay, so these slides show you the industrial leaders who are building on AWS. As you can see, it's for all sizes of businesses in every industry, starting from startups, enterprises, small to medium, and even Fortune 500 customers are using AWS to drive meaningful outcomes for the businesses. So what's important for businesses is actually driving the meaningful outcomes for your business, right? So you can actually have this drive to you can actually have all of these meaningful outcomes once you are embarking this journey on AWS. For example, Airbnb, Pinterest, and Slack, all of them are actually cloud native companies who start their business on cloud AWS. Next slide. Okay. So I've talked about why is it important and how you can actually use it. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you're using this and how we make this happen for you guys right out there. So we provide a very highly reliable, scalable, low cost infrastructure platform in the cloud that power hundreds of thousands of business in 190 countries around the world. So we have presence in 190 countries around the world, and to support these global businesses 24 hours, of course, we have what we call AWS regions. As you can see, in one AWS regions, we have multiple AZs in it. And then in those AZs, we have multiple or more than one data centers in those AZs. So unlike other cloud providers, we each of this region has multiple availability zones, and each AZs has multiple physical separated data centers. So by comparison, some cloud providers may claim that they have about 50 regions, yet most of these regions actually do not have any AZs, and just one data center. So it's not comparable to the multi-AZs, multi-data centers that AWS region has. So it's a little bit of a different definition of AZs with other cloud providers. So what we have is one region will have multiple AZs, and those in one AZs we have like multiple data centers. So this is with the technology behind what makes us who we are right now. Next slide. So let's just get into another video.
Come on, girls.
Hi! How does it know where we're going?
Yeah, that's her.
How'd you find out she was my great-great-grandma?
Smile.
Mobile order.
Thank you.
How'd they know I wanted sprinkles? How did they do that? Whoa! How did you find your new house?
Yeah, so from the video, you see like there's a lot of questions on how, right? How do we find a new house? How do you know that, we ordered something and it will come to you? And how do you know that we actually want this and that? So this all how you can actually answer it with AWS Cloud, with the technology behind it. And here, I just want to show you the broad and deep functionality of what AWS has to offer. We have about 175. We call it's like a building blocks, right? You have a lot of these features, and then if you're really good at it, you can actually build a castle, or you can actually build a house. So that's the beauty of AWS, where all these capabilities are available there to virtually solve any customer's use case or technology that you have. So that is the beauty of AWS. Like we answered the question of how, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next slide, Eileen. Okay, I'm going to touch a little bit on the responsibility model that we have. This is very important for you to understand as well as business owners or AWS cloud users. This is what we call the shared responsibility model. So there's two major component of it. AWS component, we take care of security of the cloud, meaning to say that the physical environment, the physical infrastructure, the facility, the actual compute and building blocks, and you as the customer will have to take care of the security in the cloud. So this means that you are the one responsible to secure the workloads and the applications that you want to deploy on the cloud. So this is very important to understand in order for you to have a good journey on AWS. Next slide. Okay, so security is very important as you go on cloud, of course. And then in AWS, security, it's on the other slide just now, Eileen. Move back one slide back. Thank you. Yep, this one. So security is job zero AWS. So what it means is actually it's even more important than any number one priority. So we really prioritize security for our customers, right? So how we do that, we have over 50 global compliances, certifications, and accreditations around the world. This is global compliance and certification. So it makes it easy for you to be global, right? So, for example, if you are in Malaysia and you need to have the global compliance need in Australia, for example, we are able to help you because we do have that certifications and accreditations as well. And another point is that our infrastructure is built for the most security sensitive organizations. So what it means is that even you as a small business owner or a medium business owner, who just started their journey on AWS, would have the same security sensitive organizations or security as that of a big bank, for example, in the financial industry. So even though you're starting small, but you have that benefit, the security benefit that even the big banks or the big enterprises are also having. So that is the beauty of AWS Cloud. And then you can actually do more with identity and access management on AWS, where you will be able to manage who access your files. You manage users and groups and permissions to allow and deny their access on your AWS resources. So we are very vigilant about your privacy. All data flowing across the AWS global network that interconnects our data centers and region is automatically encrypted at the physical layer. So it is very secure. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, and then of course, when you decided to embark on the AWS journey, rest assured that you are not on this on your own and you won't have to start from scratch because we have a very expansive ecosystem. So if you don't have the technical know-how or you don't have the technical team to do this for you, we will be able to help you out on this journey, and we will show you and introduce you to our partners, right? So we have thousands of world's largest technology and consulting companies as our partner. We have for about 48 and counting global premium consulting partners and 12 enterprise focuses. And of course, for small businesses, we do have partners locally as well that we can engage you with. So they would be able to hold your hand and start this cloud journey together with you. And then on the other hand, we also have what we call a AWS Marketplace. So it's actually like a retail e-commerce site where you can come in and shop for softwares that you need. So there is a lot of products. We have about 2,200 products available for one-click deployment. So it's very easy for you to deploy a software that you need. And for example, previously you may have to probably buy like 10 licenses at one go, but on AWS Marketplace, you are spoiled with choices of software that you can actually deploy on AWS with the one-click deployment way. Okay, next slide. So how do you get started? How do you get started in AWS Cloud, and how do you get started on your cloud journey? So there are actually two distinct paths for the next generation of infrastructure. As I mentioned just now earlier, there's startups are usually in the cloud native zone. So we call them cloud native. They are actually born in the cloud, like Pinterest, and then those companies, Airbnb, and all that. So they started their journey, their business directly from cloud. So meaning to say that they don't have any physical infrastructure previously. And another different type is those of the traditional ones. They have the ones that have legacy applications and data. They have physical servers, and they want to migrate to cloud. So these are like two different set of cloud users. But then again, it basically typically starts with the same process. The first is, of course, the project phase, where you evaluate and you see which type of brand or which type of journey that you want to go on. So you take advantage of the features that we have. And then in the foundation, you will start experiencing to put your applications or whatnot on cloud. This includes creating a landing zone and then to look into your cloud architecture, including the account structure, the network connectivity, and so forth. And then you will move on into the migration phase where you have determined which type of applications that you want to bring into cloud, including mission critical applications such as ERP or CRM or the entire data centers into cloud. So once you have moved into the migration process, you will then move on into the modernization phase where you start to really deep dive into, making a lot of decisions on what you're going to bring on and what you're going to leave behind. And then you start getting more serious into putting your environment on cloud. And then you slowly progress into the reinvention phase. This is the one of the most exciting journey of all because you start to take advantage of the flexibility and the capabilities of AWS to transform your business. So you're spending less time into technology, but you're actually using it and taking advantage of it, and then you have more speed time in bringing your products to the market. And then you will reach continuous reinvention where you will start using AIM and ML learning features where you would be able then to use data insights, data analytics and all those to, bring your business to another whole new level. So this is basically how a typical journey from, of a company looks like once you are embarking on a cloud. Okay, next slide. Okay, I am going to share you a little bit of case studies that we have. And then, before I forget, for those of you who wants to try, thinking that, okay, this is interesting, I want to learn something more about AWS. There is a link there that my dear friend has actually put on. It's called Our Awesome Day. So it's actually a day that we invite all our customers who wants to learn more about AWS. So you can actually have like a helicopter view and a basic understanding of what AWS is and what you can do and what types of services or products that you can use for your business. So you can click on to that link and register yourself for this free webinar. Yeah. Okay, so what's better way to explain and to share Amazon's experience, right, on AWS? So as you can see, it's really, really mind-boggling for Amazon itself because it's an example of a company that went through multi-year machine learning journey. So it started off, as we can see just now, just a small business from a small office like Jeff Bezos' backyard into like a multi-billionaire company that is really, really massive, right? And as of right now, even as we speak, there are actually 4,000 products sold on Amazon.com per minute. That's mind-boggling, isn't it? 4,000 products in a minute. How do they do that? And they have 1.6 million packages every day. 1.6 million. Can you imagine the vastness of this product? And then they have billions of Alexa interactions each week. Imagine the technology that runs behind this. And they actually have first prime air delivery on December 7, 2016, which was 4 years back. So at that point of time, they were already using machine learning and all this. So it's really they are able to do this. Why? Because of Amazon Web Services features and functions and technology. So, they start small. Remember, they start small and they become as big as this company right there today because of this technology. So you should take this opportunity as business owners, to, dive into technology, try to understand more about cloud, and it may help your company. You could actually do more on your company today. I have this video for you next. Let's start off this video and I'll explain to you a little bit later what it is all about.
4 years ago, we started to wonder, what would shopping look like if you could walk into a store, grab what you want, and just go? What if we could weave the most advanced machine learning, computer vision, and AI into the very fabric of a store so you never have to wait in line? No lines, no checkouts, no registers. Welcome to Amazon Go. Use the Amazon Go app to enter. Then put away your phone and start shopping. It's really that simple. Take whatever you like. Anything you pick up is automatically added to your virtual cart. If you change your mind about that cupcake, just put it back. Our technology will update your virtual cart automatically. So, how does it work? We used computer vision, deep learning algorithms, and sensor fusion, much like you'd find in self-driving cars. We call it Just Walk Out technology. Once you've got everything you want, you can just go. When you leave, our Just Walk Out technology adds up your virtual cart and charges your Amazon account. Your receipt is sent straight to the app, and you can keep going. Amazon Go. No lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
Yep, Amazon.com. I was fortunate enough to have been able to experience this in one of their shop in Chicago last year. It's really amazing how to do this. You just have to use your phone and then, register yourself and scan through. And then in this store, you can actually get whatever you want and put it in your bag. And then once you get out from the line, that will give you a notification saying that you have bought this, and then it will deduct it from your account. So the technology behind that is really, really impressive. They use a lot of cameras and deep learning and all that. So that is the AI ML component of AWS, and then it's really, really interesting. Like if you think back and take a step back, right, like 10 years back, you would not imagine to have this kind of stores. So this is really mind-boggling that even today they are able to do this kind of technology. What more to say in another 10 or 20 years to come, right? So you should take this opportunity to get on the cloud bandwagon, and try at least be part of cloud, because the journey is interesting. They have more to come, and then you should take opportunity and take advantage of what technology we have right now. Another case studies that I have is of Grab. I don't have a video on this one, but everybody knows about Grab. So they have been on AWS since 2016. And then also they are very big, right? And they use one of our features, our product, which is Amazon Redshift. It's a data warehouse product that we have. And then they were able to use real-time data computation and data streams to support 1.5 million bookings in Southeast Asia. So the scale is very big. Like, for example, we would not think of it that way right now because we don't really see what is there. But if you take a step back, and then once you start like ordering on Grab, you don't really think about the technology behind it. But if you take a step back and you think about it, it's really, really interesting and impressive. Like a few minutes and then your order is coming in, and then somebody would take your order and then get it onto you. So how this happens, of course, it's all because of technology. So it's really interesting to see this technology helping us in our day-to-day activity. And the next studies that I have is, of course, of Netflix. They have also been with us since the start. And then previously, you wouldn't even think about this, right? Like 20 years ago, the nearest thing that we could have to a rental thing is like you have to go out, rent a video or Laserdisc, and then there's like and then you have to physically go there and choose it yourself and all that. You would not think that this technology could actually take place where you can actually watch your favorite movie on the phone or on the go on the laptop or anything. You can actually share this with your family. So Netflix is using AWS for nearly all of its computing and storage needs, including the databases, analytics, recommendation engines. Those things that they actually put there and say that these are the recommendations that we have for you. That is actually a technology behind it. They use AI ML learning to actually look into what are the shows that they would like to recommend to you. So, hundred of functions in total use. They are using more than 100,000 servers instances on AWS. So it's really, really interesting if you take a step back and look at the technology that is, making all this happen, and we just take things for granted. Okay, I'm almost about done with my presentation. So this next one is especially for you, all of you out there who wants to start your journey on AWS. We have what we call AWS Getting Started Pack, where you will be able to jumpstart your cloud adoption journey with AWS. So there is a QR code right there that you can actually snap, or you can actually go to the page, the link page that we paste on the side of the chat for you to have a look at this. Essentially, what it offers is that, if you are just starting off on AWS and you have a migration workload that you want to bring on, and you want to bring that onto AWS, for example, like from whether it is from another cloud provider, or whether it is from your physical on-premise that you want to bring on and start bringing on cloud, we are offering credits with 500 USD for you to use as proof of concept. So what it means that once you have like a migration need, of course you need to test it out first, right, to see whether how does it run on AWS, and then to see whether the traffic and all that. So we will give you 500 USD credits for you to try this on, to see and to test your workloads and all that. And then this high level work of scope, and then we will also introduce you to a partner. And then in this package, the partner will give you a consultation worth about 3,000 USD, about 5 main days, for them to help you out with the migration project if you have. And then we will also put in together a training voucher with the value of 45 US dollars for you as well. So training is also one of the very important thing in AWS, because we want our customers to be well aware of the other, a lot of, we're aware of what we have on AWS. So again, the concept of building blocks come into place, where the more expert you are, the more comfortable you are with building on AWS, the better you get. So you can actually build a castle, or you can actually build a house, depending on yourself, like how comfortable you are exploring AWS. So certifications and training will play a big role in making you more comfortable on AWS. So if any of you guys are interested to try this, that is the page, the link that you can actually click on, or the QR code that you can actually snap on to get you to that page, right? Of course, there's a like FAQ that you can actually read through first to see, this is something for you or not. Okay, I think that's all I have for today. Let's just share one more interesting video, shall we?
My cat Metric, he is playful, he's adorable. Look at this, he's a perfect cat in every way, except he's a pitiless, unrelenting serial killer. His favorite time to do it was 3 in the morning, waking up in the night to go to the bathroom, then discovering the corpse of a rat. That was horrifying, and this would turn out to be just a constant behavior of his. It started to really cut into my sleep, and on one occasion, it brought an immediate and upsetting end to sex. So I needed some kind of solution. I needed that cat door to lock only when he is trying to bring in dead or dying animals. I thought, let me talk to my engineering friends. They pointed out that the tools for machine learning used to be in the hands of only the most elite computer scientists, and now somebody with a problem like me can go and figure it out. I thought, I'm going to try this. The locking mechanism was the easy part. Basically just an electromagnet, and I attached it to an Arduino. The hard part is how to get the lock to know when to lock. So I mounted a deep lens camera above my cat door, and then I spent months sorting through and labeling over 23,000 images. At some point I realized that I'd become the tech bro version of a crazy cat lady. So I fed all my images up to SageMaker and built 3 models. The first model just asks, is there a cat? The second model says, is the cat leaving? Or if the cat is coming up the ramp, it calls this third stage, which asks, is it cute metric or is it murder cat metric coming in to ruin my night? If he is in killer mode, locks the cat door. Second of all, texts me and sends a pic. And third, donates blood money to the Audubon Society. The model has been running for about 8 weeks. Innocent metric has been unfairly locked out once out of 200 entries. Murder metric has been blocked 5 out of the 6 times he's tried to bring in prey. You know, looking back, it was never that hard because of how accessible these tools have become. But whenever my motivation was running low, metric would bring in a fresh, horrifying new thing for me to encounter, and got me right back there. So thank you, metric, for that. You're dismissed, sweet beast.
Yeah, so that is how one simple guy who doesn't really know that much about technology initially started his journey, exploring machine learning to solve his problem. So that could be you. Who knows? All right. For that, I think I've finished off my presentation. So if we could go into questions and answers, if you guys have any questions, you can post it on the chat, or you can actually, ask away.
All right. So thank you, Irina, for that very enlightening presentation, murder cats and all. Okay, so we actually do have quite a few. Actually, one question. We got a bunch of feedback from chat. We got Sapalini saying hi from Thailand.
Hi.
Hi. We got Rosita complimenting your presentation right there.
Thank you.
And Zachary just basically saying Amazon Go is really amazing.
Yes, it is amazing.
It's murder cats. But hey, we actually have a question from Benjamin Yo. He asked, can my business build a collaborative working environment in AWS like Google Drive and Google Docs?
Absolutely. Yep. You can do that. And then I would like to have to understand more about your business. If you could just give me your contact, or you can actually contact me. You can actually visit our booth in the booth segment, right? And then you can actually leave your contact. Then one of our teammates will come in contact with you to ask more about this. Yep. Certainly, you can actually do that. We can actually discuss further about this.
Okay, so I think that will be all for the first session of the SME CEO Forum from AWS. So thank you very much,
Most welcome.
Miss Irina Ibrahim, and
my
be
pleasure.
sure to check out the exhibition floor. It's not just AWS; we have a lot of other partners as well who are more than willing to help you in your SME journey. So thank you everyone for joining, and we will see you in the next